2025 was one hell of a year for plus size fashion. I feel like for every 2 steps forward we made in quality or innovation, we took one dramatic step backwards. For example, and y'all tell me if you feel the same way, but I've noticed over time that there's less plus size options in store. And I'm talking about Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx, JCPenney, like unless it's a dedicated plus sized domain like Torrid, for example, brick and mortar, then it's slim pickings. For whatever the reason, some call it the Ozempic effect. I really don't know and I don't care. Honestly, like everybody has to do their own thing. But it's made shopping for plus size clothing for myself personally and for my channel in 2025 a real challenge. Like it definitely wasn't snow and food and rain and drink around here. But when it hit, baby, it really hit. I'm talking very high highs, extremely low lows. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna kind of tug on those threads a little bit, separate the wheat from the chaff, and discuss the best and the worst of 2025. Starting with the one and only accessory that you're gonna see in today's video is from Amazon. I've worn it more times than I can count, honestly, and it's this belt. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that it shares its likeness with one from the Elite Hermes. I'm not 100% on that, but this sucker is sturdy, it's real leather, it's got gold hardware, it's adjustable, and it's held up phenomenally well. It's a real workhorse belt, and I know it's not the most exciting first mention of the day, but she serves. I have an actual hoard of Walmart pieces that made the cut today, for better or for worse. But I do have to tell y'all that when it comes to their dresses in 2025, they killed the game. They did such an amazing job, and so that's where we're gonna begin. Believe it or not, Time and True came out swinging when they released this eyelet mini dress, and it had so many different details that made it stand out from the pack in so many different ways. It was this like inky navy blue. It was made of 100% cotton. It had the eyelet details. It had the cinched in waist with the belt, and it was just so flattering. I felt literally like $1,000,000 when I was wearing this. And just a fun fact, this was my 2025 Easter dress. Another springtime dress that I found at Walmart is from Free Assembly, and please excuse the brightness change in this video. If I remember correctly, it was a super rainy, dreary, nasty day whenever I filmed it, so I had to like turn the lights way up. But I fell in love with this beautiful, like vibrant, juicy green color. And the fabric is also made of 100% cotton. Once again, it has eyelet holes. When something has eyelet holes, I can't help it. I zoom in because it just makes everything look so elevated and so beautiful. It's like a baseline for everything else. And I still have this dress. I can't wait to wear it in the warmer months, and it's fabulous. 2 other dresses from Walmart that also made the best of 2025 is this navy midi length dress, also from Free Assembly, and similarly to its predecessors, it's made of 100% cotton. That was kind of the mantra of 2025. It was the year that I don't buy crap. And I mean, there was a lot of crap to be had, and still I continue to buy crap, so I can't even follow my own advice. Hopefully in 2026, the industry kind of recalibrates and cleanses his palette, but this was a really good one. I loved it so much. 10 points for Gryffindor. And then we have this fancy schmancy little number. This is going to be from the brand Scoop, and it absolutely plucked my heartstrings. It's a little bit darker and more gothic, romantic aesthetic. It's like moody, and I would say in the same vein as like Morticia Adams, at least in my brain. And I just thought that it was extremely flattering, especially since while I was filming this, I had gained most of my fall weight due to Chex Mix. Like when it comes to fall time, I don't know what it is, but the Chex Mix calls my name, and for months we're like this.
Look! It's my giant underpants!
Walmart has also produced some big old stinkers. Y'all know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you have endured the torture. And I mean, Terran Sky has been on my shit list for the last several years running. Their design choices, case in point, are so questionable on the best of days. And I don't know if y'all have checked their prices, but good Lord almighty. Like if I remember correctly, this Terran Sky blouse was almost $40, and it was so unflattering. I look like a whoopee cushion, not even kidding. I don't recall if this next dress is from Terran Sky or from Sophia Jeans. If you've been around a while, you know that I have beef with both of these brands. The prices are just astronomical. I don't agree with the quality of the clothes, but just judging by the busy blueprint, I'm gonna lean towards Terran Sky, and because of the busy blueprint, it immediately makes my camera color balance turn orange. I don't know why. Now, when I had originally posted this video, I had a couple of people in the comments talk about that they own this dress and they really like this dress. And let me just say, I am never here to yuck on anybody's yum. If you love what you love and you don't like what you don't like. For my body type and my body style, the way it is right now, or the way that it was in that video, it just didn't work. It didn't look great in person. It didn't feel great on my body. I didn't feel good in it. And the quality was subpar. And that's why I put it in my worst of 2025. Okay, let's talk about the best of the best jeans for a second. I adore jeans. I know they could be a little taboo to some, but for me, in my opinion, they go with everything. They're easy. You throw them on, you forget about it. There's a million styles out there right now. And of course, I have to mention the Old Navy Sky High wide leg jeans. I have these in black and gray and blue, and I rotate them over and over and over again. And I would say that I have a fairly voluptuous lower tummy area. That's probably being a little bit too nice, but I really do. And a good pair of jeans is the best shapewear that you can buy. I'm not even kidding. Get you a good pair of jeans. It's worth it. A new brand that took my channel by storm in 2025, very pleasantly surprised, highly unexpected, is Torrid. I had no idea. A little on the pricier side, but y'all disclosed lots of little secrets, and I've been trying it out. I have a new video coming soon, but they're elastic waisted barrel jeans. I know that's kind of a controversial style, but it's like comfort and cute all rolled up into one. I don't know what it is, but they are some of my favorite jeans that I purchased in 2025. But the last that I checked, they're still available online and they're on sale, and I'm super tempted to pick up another pair. They're a good one. And in that same video, I featured these leopard print jeans, and I gotta tell you, these have been so much fun to style over the past couple of months. Great quality, super comfortable, kind of fun to just kind of mix and match with things. And I love these so much, minus the teddy bear sweater. If I had to do it again, I would not get the teddy bear sweater. I also really liked those American Eagle jeans with the ribs. I think they're called like stovepipe or stovetop jeans. I'm not really sure, but of course I'm gonna have everything linked in the description box below. They're not an everyday jean, and I find that when I do wear them, I get some unsavory looks here and there, but you know, I just kind of dress my mood, and sometimes every once in a while, it calls for like a 90s grunge look. Eloquii is another brand that came in clutch for 2025. New brand, new vibe. Their burgundy snakeskin printed jeans were so stinking cute. They did run very big though, so I had to send them back for a smaller size, and then they sold out of that size, so I ended up not having them. But you know, that's just the way it works sometimes. But I love this whole entire look. The coat, the top, the jeans. Like, looking back, I felt like a boss. Both Cato Fashions and H&M were huge standout disappointments for 2025, and I cannot tell you how many times that I walked into both stores, looked around for a couple of minutes, and then just turned around and walked right back out. Although I will say that the Huntsville H&M, that's the one that I go to, doesn't have very much of a selection of plus size clothing. It's few and far between anyway. But Cato's fashion a couple of years ago was such an unexpected force to be reckoned with. I could walk in any time of day and find something really, really cute. And now I just feel like on their website and in store, in person, it's so watered down. And since we're already on the topic of jeans, their denim in 2025 was rough. They had a really hard time. Like, I tried these buttes last spring, I think, I wanna say. The sizing was off, the fit was off, not nice, no likey. When it comes to H&M though, they have one hell of a photography team, of a modeling crew, of a staging crew. Like, they make everything, like every garment of their clothes looks to be a cut above the rest. But when you get it in the mail, every top is cropped, every single pant fits really weird. It's an expensive one wash, one wear pair of garbage. The activewear that I'm showing you right now was $85. I think it might have been more than that. If you happen to be interested in genuinely attractive activewear, Old Navy is where it's at, baby. They got it going on. That's the one store that continues to put out excellent quality, and their sizing stays consistent, at least for the most part. Maybe not their jeans. I've had some issues with their jeans in the past, but pretty much everything else is money. And this outfit is the perfect example of that. The fit is impeccable. I know that I can go and wear this to the gym. I could wear this to go out to lunch. I could wear it to the grocery store. And in all three scenarios, I'm completely pulled together, and it was way cheaper than H&M. I don't know what they're doing over there. I have some new brands on my list that I really want to try on my channel for 2026. Bloom Chic is one of them. I know a lot of y'all have been mentioning it. Some people have been asking, and I really want to try it. It is fast fashion, and so that's why I'm a little hesitant, but I've heard great things. And then Marcella NYC is another one that I'm very intrigued. A little on the pricier side, but very intrigued. Good American, Mango, Uhapi, that's another brand that I really want to try. Let me know which brands y'all would like to see in 2026. I'm really interested in kind of branching out and not just doing the same old, same old. I want to find hidden treasures and, like, you know, diamonds in the rough. That's what my channel is all about. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all recommend, and I would love to hear it. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this best and worst plus size fashion of 2025. I hope y'all found this video helpful, enjoyable, and a little bit entertaining, maybe informative. If you did, please let me know. Please like, share, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I always appreciate each and every one of ya. Please stay safe and stay healthy in this wild, crazy, weird world that we're living in. And I'm going to be seeing y'all very, very soon. Bye.